Recently, I had a client who, in our first session, talked about her concern about her child's lack of motivation. And it was really interesting as we went through a number of sessions. It occurred to me that I think it was less about motivation and more about procrastination, because I noticed that her child was really motivated to do certain things. That wasn't a problem at all. But there are other things that he just kept putting off that was a concern to her because of the stage of where he was. And when I started thinking about procrastination, it made me remember, it brought to mind that I listened to this wonderful podcast on procrastination with Life Kit. I know I talk about this podcast a lot. It's just got so much good information in it. And they defined procrastination in a whole new way. I thought it was simply putting things off, and we all do that, right? I would think most of us do. So here's the definition. Procrastination is typically a dysfunctional way of coping with unwanted emotions and feelings of anxiety, depressive feelings, self-doubt, and even fear. Chronic procrastination is an inability to regulate negative or fearful emotions or feelings. So we put things off because of an uncomfortable feeling. And I just think that is revolutionary. I just have never thought of procrastination in that way. So I really started to think about the things that I put off, think that I don't like to do. And in the podcast, they talked a lot about how procrastination has a lot to do with perfection, and that we have this negative self-talk around it, and that we don't want to do things if we are not going to do them perfectly. So it brings up these very uncomfortable emotions for us. So I was thinking about myself, and really, I'm clear about what I hate to do, but I wasn't clear as to why. And it really dawned on me that it's because I don't think I have the skills, or that I will do it well. And I know it's going to take a lot of effort on my part. So I've always thought, I just need to be in the right frame of mind to focus. But it's really more about feeling that maybe I don't have the skills to do this, or again, do it well. So what I want you to think about, I hear from parents, my child's just not motivated, or I'm not feeling motivated, to explore a little bit deeper and ask or question or think about, what is it about this thing that you need to get done? And what is your self-talk? Because a lot of times, we have all this negative self-talk. And the person interviewed on Life Kit, she is a therapist. So I think she's a psychologist. And she said, it's never too late to change our self-talk and what our narrative is about ourselves, and how important that is to be more successful just in life in general, but of course with our to-do list and the issue of procrastination. So, again, think about what may be underlying, what feelings or discomfort may be underlying your child's inability to get things done, and explore that further. And I'm sure it'll be very enlightening for you and your child, just as it was for me. Just a couple of pointers, and I know I've talked about these things before. In dealing with procrastination, one of the things, again, to do is to prioritize your top 6 things. I think she called it the Ivy League method. I always do to-do lists, but I don't necessarily put them in order of priority. And they recommend that you put it in order of priority, and you do it according to the numbers on your list. And if you don't get something done, you just bump it up to the next day. So that's something to think about. Also, we all know or are aware, and make your child, help your child to become aware about what time of day they work best. I'm usually freshest in the morning, and that's where I need to do my thinking work. Sometimes I get a second wind in the evening. So think about doing your more challenging things. Sometimes it's best just to get it done first and get it out of the way. Or for you, it might be, what is the best time of the day to get it done? And lastly, I just want to have you think about, what is your inner voice telling you? Because it's really not a part of you, and you can change to that inner voice becoming a more positive one instead of a self-critic creating all these roadblocks for you. Make it a positive one and just recognize, oh, there might be something uncomfortable there, and that I can get this task done and I can do it. I'm capable. So it may be a process, but interesting to think about. Just wondering if you have had any issues with procrastination and connected it to uncomfortable feelings. I would love to hear about it. So this is Cheryl with Hirsch Parent Coaching, and I just hope you have a great day. Take care.